Everyone has an opinion. I have an opinion. And my opinion is expressed through these videos because I like to express myself. And so does everyone else in your life. And it's up to you to decide whose opinions you take to heart and whose opinions you cast aside because they don't quite suit your life or what you want in your life. But in order to make that differentiation between those two, you need to first know who you are to an extent. You're never going to fully know who you are, but you need to know who you are to an extent. And you need to know the direction you want to head in your life. And when you become clear with that, when you come clear with your direction and you have a path that you want to walk down and you start walking that path, it doesn't even matter anymore what other people think. It doesn't matter if they don't like what you're doing because you're going to be happy with yourself. You're going to be happy with the choices you are making in your life on the day-to-day basis because it makes you happy. That's all that matters. At the end of the day, if you are happy, why sabotage that? Why look for anything else if you are happy? And that's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to express today is that. Opinions and why yours matters the most. And, a lot of people, they hear this and they're like, no, I gotta listen to my family. They know better. No, they don't. They don't know you better than you know yourself. And I'm gonna just tell you this straight from my heart because it's true. And to give you an example, a few years ago, many years ago actually, I started posting on social media. And honestly, right off the bat, a lot of people doubted me. A lot of people thought that I couldn't do this. Like, it's just not something that's really, they thought resonated with me and something that I can actually achieve and create. But I proved those people wrong time and time again. And then they kind of turned around, had a full mindset shift, and they realized, like, hey, this guy actually enjoys what he's doing. So I'm not going to bug him anymore. I'm going to allow him to do what he does because he's happy doing it. And that's all that matters, is if you're happy doing it. Because if you aren't happy doing it, then why are you even doing it in the first place? You should not be doing what you're doing if you aren't happy doing it. If you don't like your job, then why are you working that job? To make money, yes, but there are other ways to make money. There are other jobs that are out there that you can apply for and look for. And you might have a family. You might have people that depend on you. But that doesn't mean you can't make a change in your life. No matter how busy your life is, no matter what you're going through, you have an opportunity today to make a change if that's what you want. I know other people's opinions can really stick with you, and they could hurt, especially from the ones closest to you. I know that pain. I've been through that pain. But you got to embrace that pain, and you got to understand that these people, yes, they're coming from good intentions, their opinions, but they will never know you as well as you know yourself. Nobody on this planet will know you as well as you know yourself. So you got to put yourself first because you're the only person that can do that. You're the only person in the whole world that could put yourself first because no one's going to do that for you. Everyone is focused on their own lives. Everyone is focused on doing what they can to survive and to live and thrive. But nobody is going to give you the time of day that they can to make you feel yourself, feel as special as you want to feel, if that makes sense. Because that's a tough thing to do. That is a time-consuming thing. It is energy-consuming, and everyone has their own problems, and so do you. But to ease your problems, to ease your stress, to ease your mind, to be happy, the thing you got to do is put yourself first and listen to yourself. Listen to that voice in your head that is telling you things, that is telling you the things that you just don't want to hear right now because it hurts. It hurts to embrace the truth. The truth hurts. I'm sure you've heard that before, and it really does, especially when you're so used to listening to everything but the truth. Because when you do, for the first time, listen to yourself and listen to that truth inside of you, you realize that your whole life has been on autopilot. Your whole life has been revolved around other people and not yourself. And that hurts. That hurts a lot because you realize that up to this point, I haven't really gone anywhere. But it also is the best realization that you can have for yourself. If you could get to that realization that you don't know anything about yourself, then that's when you can make a change. That's when you could accept yourself and realize, hey, I got a lot to work on. I got a lot to strive for. So I'm going to do that. And it's that initiation of putting yourself first that initiation is going to drive you towards success. That initiation is going to drive you towards figuring out who you are. Because when you can get a sense of who you are and when you are really comfortable in your own skin, then only you will realize that you're happy with who you are. And it doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter about the opinions of others, because you realize that your opinion matters more than theirs, because you know yourself the most. And that is self-love. That right there is the epitome of self-love. And when you can love yourself, the world will love you too, because your energy, it radiates. It doesn't just radiate through you, it radiates through everyone else, because they see you in your energy, they see you in your power, and they want that. They want a piece of that. So they flock towards you, and they start to show their true colors because you're showing your true colors. You know, as within, so without. That is such a true statement. And when you can really embrace yourself within, and you could really embrace your true authenticity, that will shine outside of you. And everyone else will start showing them their true nature, their true selves to you too. And that's where true happiness lies. It lies in your authenticity. So embrace yourself. Embrace your own opinion. Listen to yourself, listen to your opinion, and put yourself first. Because that's what matters most.